CJ Werleman Show.
Hello, it's your friend CJ, and in this episode we reveal how Israel's war of choice has backfired badly in weakening and destroying its Arab Gulf allies. But first, please remember to like and subscribe to our show, and don't forget to turn your notifications on so you never miss a single episode. Now let's get into it. In attacking US military and economic targets in the Arab Gulf, Iran has not only rewritten the rules of asymmetric warfare, but also it has reshaped and reordered the entire Middle East, to the detriment of both Israel and the United States. The Abraham Accords are now well and truly dead, which means Israel's Arab allies are falling like dominoes, starting with the United Arab Emirates, a quasi-Zionist colony established by Britain in 1971, but quietly controlled and armed by the United States ever since, earning itself the nickname of America's Little Sparta among US government officials. It's partly for this reason that no Muslim country has done more harm to more Muslims around the world than the U.A.E. And I say that as a human rights journalist who has covered the violence and mayhem it has sown in the Horn of Africa for years. The U.A.E. fomented violence in Somalia, sponsored civil wars in Yemen and Libya, and fueled a bona fide genocide in Sudan, which we covered in a recent episode. It has also given its full-throated support to foreign governments guilty of persecuting indigenous Muslim populations, including the Hindu nationalist regime in occupied Kashmir and the Chinese government in occupied East Turkestan. It even funded a smear campaign against Muslims and mosques in Europe, because, well, there's just no other way to put it. The U.A.E. is the enemy of Islam, period, point, paragraph. And this was before it threw the Palestinians to the wolves during the first Trump administration, when it normalized the state of Israel in exchange for lucrative Israeli trade deals and more American weapons. To keep the guns and butter flowing, the U.A.E. has covertly supported every Zionist crusader war, and lobbied Trump to invade Iran, while also working behind the scenes to sabotage peace talks in hope the United States will carry through with its threat to wipe out the Iranian civilization. Well, today, the U.A.E. is finally getting its comeuppance. The war it helped start next door is now raining missiles on the Emirati population.
These attacks were unprecedented. We could not have imagined this scenario actually playing out.
Most airports and airlines in the region are affected.
Drone has hit a residential tower overnight in Dubai. It sparked a fire and residents were forced to evacuate the building.
This conflict has come to the doorstep of a territory that many perceived to be one of the world's top safe haven territories.
Dubai has been on the receiving end of 500 ballistic missiles, 15 cruise missiles and 2,000 drone attacks since February 28th. Many have been intercepted, but many is not all, leaving the country's mostly expatriate population to live under the fear of rocket fire for the first time in their lives.
Oh my God, it's bomb debris. Here! Oh my God, it's a bomb!
Oh my God!
This regional war has become personal. Iran's attacks reaching the homes of some of Dubai's residents.
No joking, guys. We have just been hit by a drone. We have it coming. It stinks of oil in here. I didn't even finish my cup of tea.
Embassy and government advice to shelter in place for most means to stay at home. But that wasn't a safe option for some people today. This sense of terror has driven some families to hit the road to Oman in search of safety.
Hundreds have been killed or seriously injured since Iran began aiming its missile launches at the U.A.E. A toll that is expected to grow much higher and to the point that will make Dubai totally unlivable, according to Tehran University professor Mohammad Morando, who essentially operates as a de facto spokesperson for the Iranian government.
Iran will no doubt control the Strait of Hormuz, and it will fight for it, and it will succeed. And if the United States escalates, Nima, these Arab dictatorships in the Persian Gulf will probably cease to exist. If I was living there now, I would leave. Because if they start striking our critical infrastructure, they've already done so. But as we go forward, then Iran is going to destroy theirs.
Tens of thousands of migrants have already permanently fled the country as a greater number pack up their belongings and finalize plans to return to their countries of origin. constituting a devastating blow to a country in which 90% of its residents are foreigners. You see, Dubai, unlike the other Gulf Emirates, does not have vast oil resources to fall back on. Its financial losses will be beyond crippling if the war drags on and Dubai's reputation as a haven for tourism and Western business, banking and real estate investments continues to erode. Which is why, in a bid to limit the reputational damage to the country, the Emirati regime has cracked down on social media posts and videos depicting the attacks.
13 missiles and 27 drones were intercepted in the United Arab Emirates on Wednesday. Yet images like these are hard to come by. Under the U.A.E.'s strict cybercrime laws, anyone photographing or filming the incidents could be arrested. Just like the 60 people who, according to France television sources, are currently in police custody in Dubai. Among them are at least 3 French nationals accused of threatening public security by filming Iranian attacks on the territory.
Stories of British expats being jailed for posting on social media is how the Emirati dream dies, because Dubai was sold to Western audiences as a quasi-liberal European city that was protected from regional wars and bloodshed by the presence of major US military bases. US and Israeli security guarantees are how Dubai grew from a sleeping fishing village into a billionaire's playground, replete with more Lamborghinis and luxury brand stores per capita than any other place in the world. It was ranked as the #1 destination for millionaires just 2 weeks before Israel and the US started bombing Iran, with 10,000 millionaires moving to Dubai in 2025 alone, bringing with them an additional $63 billion in capital. Dubai's pitch was simple: zero capital gains, zero income tax, modern infrastructure, and most of all, stability. This was the pitch to every multinational, every hedge fund, every billionaire looking for a second passport and a tax-friendly base. Come here, you'll be safe, you'll be rich, nothing bad happens here. That promise is now broken, and once a promise like that is broken, you can simply not unbreak it, as explained by the manager of a major hedge fund in Hong Kong.
But what I can tell you is this. Right now, across Hong Kong and Singapore, private bankers and corporate service firms, just like Statris, are working day and night processing transfer requests from people who considered Dubai the safest place on earth until last February. Millionaires, entrepreneurs, expats, all of them doing something Dubai had never seen before, living. Not for vacation, not for a business trip, but for good, paying any price just to get out. What broke wasn't the skyline, it was the promise.
Last year, Dubai welcomed nearly 20 million visitors, but is on track to pull half that number in 2026, with Oxford University predicting the U.A.E. will lose between $34 billion and $56 billion in visitor spending.
After a month of war, tourism in the United Arab Emirates has dropped sharply, and with it has come a growing concern about jobs. And Dubai is a city that eats out. It's one of the world's food capitals. But right now, even its busiest restaurants are feeling the impact of war.
For the Emirati regime, the broader economic picture is even more alarming. Its stock exchange has lost $120 billion in value, with the economy set to contract more than 5% in April alone, and at the same time, the housing market collapsed even further.
Now, Dubai's booming real estate market has taken a sharp hit amidst escalating tensions in West Asia. The DFM Real Estate Index has plunged nearly 20% in just 5 sessions, wiping out all the gains it had made so far this year. The fall comes as the ongoing conflict involving the US, Israel and Iran rattles investor sentiment across the region.
Aviation accounts for 18% of Dubai's economy. Its airport handled 95 million international passengers last year. But the war has already caused the cancellation of 27,000 flights, a number that continues to spike upwards by the day as the world's busiest international airport comes to a literal standstill.
The impact on air travel is where we've seen some of the worst of the economic impact here. There are real global repercussions when the world's busiest airport effectively comes to a standstill. Dozens of international airlines have suspended Gulf flights. Dubai International was struck by debris in the early days of the conflict and temporarily had to reduce capacity. Fuel costs have also surged, and war risk insurance premiums for some of these Gulf routes have also risen sharply. So the longer the conflict continues, the more structural damage it does to Dubai's positioning as the world's preferred transit hub.
Dubai was designed to be a living, breathing example of how Arab rulers who play ball with Israel and the United States get rewarded with peace, prosperity, and a skyline that makes Manhattan feel small and insecure. But today, the Emirati regime has learnt two hard lessons. That in the age of drone warfare, US military bases are not shields, they're magnets. And that you can never trust the United States or Israel, with both countries set to throw the Emiratis under the bus in a future grand bargain with Iran. But please, don't shed a tear for this British-cum-Zionist colonial outpost, because it not only betrayed the Palestinians, but also funded a genocide in Sudan, violated 4 separate UN arms embargoes, laundered stolen conflict gold through Dubai, built a network of torture dungeons across Somalia, and bankrolled a warlord besieging Libya. Oh, and as we reported last year, the U.A.E. also secretly funded R&R vacations for thousands of Israeli soldiers who committed genocide in Gaza. So, if Dubai is now a war zone, then this, in the immortal words of Malcolm X, is the Emirati regime's chickens coming home to roost. And as for Israel's chickens, you ask, well, they are currently in transit. We will make sure of it. That, of course, is based on the assumption that our show continues to survive and thrive. Remembering that the Israeli lobby successfully pressured YouTube into demonetizing our channel 6 months ago. Therefore, we kindly ask that you please support our effort to expose and confront the Zionist lobby and other injustices in the Muslim world by becoming a member of our show at patreon.com/CJ Werleman. We can't produce, sustain and grow this show without your help, and we offer exclusive content and other benefits to those who do. So whether you're watching or listening, good night, good morning, wherever you are, and stay blessed.